Oh, you. Huh. Oh.
Luigis Mansion 2 HD has given us some great boss fights, and the Clocktower Boss is a bit of a unique departure from fighting just one bad guy and places you in an arena to fight against the clock. Literally. I would go on more about it, but would you look at the time? Let's get straight into this Clocktower Boss guide. To start with, Professor Egad will task you with restoring the clock hands to open up the clock tower and let you take a look at the 4D camera snapshot. Use this time to look around and spot the clocks lying around and take note of the time, which should be 7:30. Now, go to the mansion and restore the clock to its former glory. To unlock the door, simply use the Poltergust 5000 and on the circular handle to set the clock time to 7:30 and voila, you now have access to the clock tower. Head through the door and look for a circular handle and vacuum it to start raising the platform you're on. It'll go about halfway before you need to look up and find a second handle to spin. Both of them are on the left side of the screen and you can get all the way to the top. Head through the door and move past the crates towards the ladder. And once you reach the top, much faster than expected, you are confronted by the Possessor Ghost. And now you can prepare for a 12-round fight for a piece of the Dark Moon. Each round is a fight against certain ghosts that you must complete before the minute hand makes a full rotation of the clock. There are some important things to note for every round. For starters, you can blow the clock hand back by using the blower feature on the Poltergust 5000, and that will help buy you some time. At the end of each round, the clock hands will glow and they will spin fast to try and knock you off your feet. To avoid this, you simply run to the edge of the clock for safety. Now, here's a quick overview of the 12 phases. Phase 1, a single greenie, vacuum him up and dodge the minute hand. Phase 2, 3 greenies, defeat them and move on. Phase 3, 2 red bullies. Time it to try and get them both at once. Watch out for the minute hands and move forward. Phase 4, the Possessor finally makes an appearance. He will shield himself like the previous bosses and charge 4 times. Avoid his attacks, and when the shield breaks, flash him and vacuum him up. Phase 5 is a very easy phase. Although the clock face will be covered in sand, this phase just sees a bunch of bugs fly out. Face the 5 on the clock and just spam that flashlight to drop them all. Phase 6. This is where things start to heat up. You face 3 purple scarers. Watch for the disruption patterns in the sand and flash them before they get the jump on you. Remember to push the minute hand back if you need more time. Phase 7. Greenies wielding face masks and armed with shovels. Charge at them to make them spin and avoid their attacks and then flash and vacuum. Phase 8. 3 mummies. Flash them to make them charge you. It's easy to make them smash into the clock hands, and once they fall over, unravel them and flash and vacuum. Phase 9 sees the Possessor come back for round 2. Same as before, avoid the 4 charge attacks, flash and vacuum. Phase 10. Liquid Puddle Ghost. Vacuum the puddles and as soon as they reveal themselves, flash and suck them up. Phase 11. There's so many bombs in this phase, you just flash and keep moving. Use the hands on the clock to your advantage to avoid them charging and blowing you up. Keep in mind that the hands on the clock become superheated in this phase and for the remaining phases of this entire encounter, so avoid getting dragged into them as they will damage you. Phase 12, plenty of ghosts in this one. You've got greenies, you've got bullies, you've got scaries. You may need to push the minute hand back. My advice for this is try and flash multiple ghosts and just take your time dividing and conquering. It's a tough phase, but use your flashlight for stuns and the blower to buy more time and you'll be fine. The final phase, the final Possessor round. The only thing different about this round is that the clock hands are heated, so avoid the hands, avoid the charge attacks. When his shield breaks, flash and vacuum him up to get the piece of the Dark Moon. And there you have it. I hope this guide helped you out. And if it did, would you mind liking and subscribing? It's the best way that smaller outlets like What's It Like can get found, and I can't thank you enough for doing so. I hope you're enjoying the game so far as well, and stay tuned for our next guide. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. The best way you can support me is to like and subscribe and continue watching my content if you enjoy it. But if you do want to go that bit extra, you can buy me a coffee or join our Patreon, which shows you behind the scenes of this channel. Thanks again.